Hello everybody, Zenith Coins and Hobbies here. Today we're going to be going over why you should always look through boxes of junk that you see at trains, shows, and other sort of things. Today we're going to be looking at obviously some train stuff and some tool stuff as well. We got some wonderful old trains here that I personally bought in junk boxes. You always sort of want to check through them before you buy them, and in this case, this junk box that was being sold very cheaply, a price of $30. It had a bunch of tracks sticking out of it, and I noticed there was a couple of cars in it as well, and I immediately picked it up because I saw at least 3 or 4 of these switches on the ground. And I knew that these mark switches are very good they're decent quality. They're usually very well built, and some of them are very fun to operate with. And to my surprise, there were 3 pairs, one of, I believe, each different variation of these that Mark sold. The manual, the middle of the line, these are just electric switches. These actually are in beautiful shape. This one doesn't even look like it was ever really used that much. There's hardly any scuffs or scratches on the paint. This one has obviously got some rust on it. And then there were a pair of the deluxe mark switches, which had the lights in them, sort of like the American Flyer ones with the shifting lenses, so it flashed either green or red depending on which way the tracks were pointing. And to my surprise as well, the original control panels in there, and original control panels were in there, and one of them even had the original three banded wiring. I don't believe the transformer wire is original, but the red, black, and green wires are definitely original, and those cleaned up nicely, and they both work well. Now we're going to get on to some of the other stuff that was in that box. I noticed that there was some early stuff in there, actually kind of late pre-war. 2 American Flyer Searchlight cars. Both of them are in fairly rough shape. In fact, I'll throw up a picture right now of what they looked like when I first found them. But as you can see there, they were pretty rough, but they cleaned up fairly decently, and they've got a lot of decent parts on them. I mean, this one even still has the brake wheel and most of the rest of it. They both have both trucks and all of the wheels on them. In fact, both of them are just missing, I think, one coupler on either one, and this one's missing the brake wheel, and they're both missing the top part, which I understand is a fairly common missing part. But both of them were in the same box. I mean, the whole box was being sold for $30. I thought it was a great deal. And the other bit of American Flyer that was in there was a pre-war, 3208 boxcar. Now, this would have originally been cream, but somebody decided to paint it orange. It's kind of a cute little car. And now this one's got one set of trucks that's got both wheels, and then the other one's missing them. But it's got both couplers and the brake wheel and a lot of the other details that were on these. It's even got both doors. It's just missing the roof and those wheels. In the box, I'll go over to it. You can see just what else was in there. There were a couple of transformers, and I'd say the star pole of the whole box was this Mark's 1829 locomotive. It's basically the plastic version of the 333 462, except this one's a 464, and the molding is actually quite different. Apparently, they didn't use the same molds for the 1829 as they did the 333 like other companies did. And this is a pretty good quality one. I'm still having a few issues with it not running quite right. It acts like there's still some hair or something caught in there, and maybe there is. I'll just have to disassemble it and see what exactly is wrong with it. But it's pretty decent. I mean, when I opened it up, though, the bulb was completely busted. Like, I've never seen a bulb that's actually been broken. The glass was broken, and I'll throw a picture up of some pictures of what it looked like here. And so as you can see, this one's pretty rough too, but you know, after a good clean, a good little shower bath, this one turned out very nice, and I'm very proud to have it. Um, Never underestimate even like boxes of old Transformers. Case in point, I was in the same antique store and actually picked up this Lionel Type T Transformer. This one dates to the early to mid 30s. I looked it up in one of my Lionel books, and it works very well. I think there's only one contact in here that's broken, and to be honest, I'm not really sure that I want to open this up and try and fix it. I'm afraid I'd break off more of the wires. It's only missing one binding post, a nut, and actually two. It's missing two, but you know, you can just swap them in. You're not going to be using this for a whole lot. It's my biggest wattage transformer too, at I think it's 100 watts. Never even underestimate boxes of old tools. I mean, my favorite brand of nut driver / screwdriver is X-Lite, and I know both of these came out of junk boxes at yard sales. This one I think I paid $1 for. This is a I think 5326 X-Lite. It would have originally had a clip-on to put in your pocket. Quite a cute one. And then this one, which is I think it's like, I forget exactly what the number is on it, but it's a 3/4 inch X-Lite nut driver, and you notice how the handle is completely like muddled in color. I think the handle was originally either green or blue, but when exposed to some chemicals, these do turn color a little bit, and I think that's what happened to this poor guy. In fact, the same yard sale I found this X-Lite screwdriver at, I found a near complete set of X-Lite nut drivers. Very, very interesting. I've actually got them all sorted out over here. I know that some of this blue one came from that yard sale. These two long-handled screwdrivers, or these two long-handled 1/4 inch, came from that yard sale. Actually, it's these two right here, and then some of the other ones in this area of the section came from that yard sale as well. I buy old tools quite frequently. As you can see in there, there's a pair of snap-on wire cutters. I love actually, these aren't wire cutters. These are like lineman's pliers, and I love these to death. I bought these for $1 at a swap meet, and they're very good. The date code in them is 1961, and man, these things are good tools. The vacuum grip, if it actually works, it seems like it works. It's a very good design, and I like it. And early snap-on is always really cool. Another, I guess, just don't underestimate the junk boxes. I mean, I picked this brand new K-line universal lock-on up in a junk box for, I think the whole box cost me $20, and I got a bunch of decent American Flyer parts, including an almost complete Guilford animated station. It's only missing the roof on the little building. Found a number of other stuff, and I even bought from the same guy. I bought a box of 20 junk American Flyer electric switches, and out of all of them, I don't think any one of them was actually junk. They all worked good. So I bought about 11, or I think it was more like 12 or 13 switches for about $1.25 a piece, and they all worked out good. Well, anyways, this has been I guess a teachable moment with Zenith. Again, don't underestimate those junk boxes, and keep all those beautiful trains running.